Welcome to Evolve, Reinventing Leadership, Building Freedom Cultures, with thought leader and award-winning author Yvette Bethel. This podcast provides you with insights and ideas you can use to reinvent your culture through trust and the principles of interconnectivity, flow, and balance. At a time when the world is rewriting the rules of work, traditional leadership practices are not enough. It's time to perceive persistent challenges through a new lens. It's time to evolve.
Hello, this is Yvette Bethel and welcome to Evolve. In this episode, we will explore the question, are you living your core values? Core values are central to who we are. They are part of an internal system that guides life and career decisions. Depending on the situation, they vary in priority, so we can stack our values differently depending on circumstances. For example, when someone feels safe, they may be willing to express divergent views, or they might be inclined to build work relationships. When psychological safety is compromised, they are more likely to hide their true thoughts because of the potential consequences. Core values tend to be less movable than non-core values, and non-core values can be sacrificed depending on what's necessary in the moment. An example of this is you can have someone with a value system that causes them to avoid using profanity. However, in select situations, this same person may decide to ignore this value and in order to send a very clear message. Everyone has a unique mix of core values and non-core values, because even though they may share the same values on the surface, how they interpret, integrate, and execute those values can vary dramatically. How good we are at living our core values is determined by our courage and intrinsic motivation. Internally motivated people make decisions that are aligned with their values, refusing to compromise with external pressures because they regard these core values as being central to who they are. In fact, they are willing to make social and other sacrifices to remain aligned with these values. Extrinsically motivated people sometimes choose to sacrifice their core values, and this can happen when they perceive a threat that they would rather not confront, or when they perceive a benefit or opportunity that helps them to meet their goals. Core values operate within a wider system of values. Depending on the circumstances, one value may influence the decision more than others. This means prioritization happens. Just to quickly illustrate the shifting priority of values, I've met people who uphold core values like honesty, integrity, and transparency when they're safe. They may not be as transparent in situations where they feel threatened, though. Instead, some of them make neutral or inaccurate statements, or they don't say anything at all, choosing their battles carefully and sometimes fearfully. Living your core values is a daily commitment that has inherent costs and benefits for both you and the people around you. Because building team core values is an inside-out process, living your core values is the first step toward aligning with the team. Many organizations hire based on technical capabilities and cultural fit. While psychometrics can point to alignment of potential employees' behaviors with the desired behaviors for the hiring organization, they don't usually identify the deeper core values that drive behavior. What this means is you can end up bringing people together who are not a great fit for the team. To address this, the long-term developmental strategy coupled with people and structural changes can support organizations with building teams with aligned core values, both individually and together. It takes insight to identify opportunities to detect misaligned personal and team values, foresight to understand if you're on the wrong team, and stamina to do the challenging work that can safeguard the core values of yourself and of your team. This has been Yvette Bethel, and you can connect with me at www.orgsoul.com. And with that, I'd like to thank you for joining me for this episode of Evolve, and I invite you to join me next time.
Thank you for listening to Evolve, Reinventing Leadership, Building Freedom Cultures. Learn more about our proprietary trust, leadership, and culture courses and certifications at the IFB Academy. You can check them out at organizationalsoul.learnworlds.com.